Hello. Tonight we have miscellaneous books. The first of these are We the People Are the Problem. How Americans Have Betrayed Our Nation by Peter Mistal. Magistrale. His contention is we aren't living up to and fulfilling our obligations as citizens. We aren't advanced citizens. We don't understand. We give way to emotions. We stick to party lines. We vote on not in our interests, but in the interests of our corporate overlords. As if we were all temporarily embarrassed millionaires and billionaires and all that, when we're actually dirt poor people. Okay? So we have betrayed the middle class. We keep stomping on the poor like a bunch of fools when the people who are really the enemies are those of our corporate overlords. Get the emotions out and vote on a rational basis. If 70% want X, stop voting for Y. For those who won't give it to you. Now, Peter Magistrale ran for office in New York, and no, he didn't get elected. So he wrote a book instead. Okay, fine. Now, I don't exactly find his reasoning unassailable. He does have a point. Because we do vote irrationally. Well, some of us vote irrationally. Some of us are one-issue voters. I myself am. For example, if you are anti-LGBTQA, I'm not voting for you. If you are uber religious, I ain't voting for you either. If you are against women's autonomy and rights, I ain't voting for you. It's just that simple. No, you can't take my rights away and expect me to vote for you. Are you out of your flippin' mind? You destroyed pensions and decided, we can't possibly pay our workers what they're worth. In which case I say, the hell with you. I ain't voting for you. If you're going to be bitching and moaning about culture wars, oh my God, CRT, lesbian dance theory, what? Have you seen how lesbians dance? No. Actually, I haven't. Frankly, we're not voting together, I'm telling you. Okay? Just how it is. But that's the first book. Recently published and all that. But when it comes to this next book, I don't like anybody who doesn't appreciate Wodehouse, okay? This is the P.G. Wodehouse Miscellany, written by Norman T.P. Murphy, with a foreword by Stephen Fry. And few people appreciate Wodehouse more than Stephen Fry. Honestly. The man is magical with words. Clem Wodehouse. It is never difficult to distinguish between a Scotsman with a grievance and a ray of sunshine. No, it isn't. The Custody of the Pumpkin. Hilarious books. His hilarious plays. And if you've ever seen Jeeves and Wooster on TV, you'll get it. It is very, very funny. Extremely funny. Neat, tidy plots. Well drawn out characters. I am especially fond of Galahad Threepwood, as we all know. One reprobate likes another, okay? Speaking of reprobates, we also have the historian Mark Morris's The Bigod Earls of Norfolk in the 13th century, which, as you know, is 1200 to 1300. Centuries being what they are. And yes, this is a picture of Framlingham. You see the castle right there. And the new, built for the second time, hey, Earls back then had a lot of fun. Well, the man was worth more than £2,000 a year. And back in the 1200s, that was some big bucks. But it was built in a new curtain wall style. You know, without a keep. Makes no sense to me. Yeah, I'd stick a nice, big, beautiful house right there. Farthest from the entrance, of course. And it's a big, gloomy place, even today. Yes, I've been there. I've also been to see their northern stronghold, which is now nothing more than, 6-foot-high walls of rock. And that's it. Hey, a civil war is a civil war, you know? And, of course, the Bigods were intemperate fellows who probably would have, slaughtered Saracens at the walls of Antioch. It's what one did. But still, as intemperate fellows normally do, they keep getting into trouble all the time. But of course, back then, politics was a little more upfront, shall we say. No, they didn't hold foolish rallies just to keep themselves in the public eye. For fears of being forgotten and having to sway the poor little egos that way. No. No, the Bigods let their displeasure know the old-fashioned way. Rebellion against the king. Which may go a long way explaining why their castles were always being slighted. Now, Henry III was no match for the Bigods. But Edward I was. Henry III, he kept having grandiose ideas. Edward I, unfortunately, had the might to back him up. So, yeah. But even the Bigods ran out of string. You gotta have heirs that live to adulthood in the majority. You just gotta. Or else it all goes away and gets given to somebody else. Which is exactly what happened. You had 5 Earls of Norfolk who were Bigods. And after that, hand it off to somebody else. They had at least 6 creations, as they call it. When you invest somebody with a title and a rank in the aristocracy. Possibly 7th. I don't know offhand. Because I've been back in the 13th century. Now, he normally went around with 6 knights, possibly 8 knights. And then, of course, because, you have to have your entourage. And those knights probably brought a few more knights with them. Okay. And how you made your money was not merely by owning and farming your lands, which he did. You also get what we would call kickbacks. But then you also had to pay kickbacks. So as you can imagine, it's a torturous sort of business. One has to have an accountant. Unfortunately, this was before double entry bookkeeping. So, it's rather difficult to tell, but that's what you have the exchequer for. And you have seneschals and so on to help you keep track of who produced what and how much, and who owes you so-and-so and such, and whom do you owe funds to. And of course, you're always in court, battling for your rights, and so on. And yes, that was a prime sport back then. As we know from the Paxton letters, which also had the same sort of thing going on. Hubby had to go to London and mess around in the courts to get this, that, and the other, while his wife is writing him letters from back home saying, send me several ells of this cloth and that cloth, and while you're at it, if you come across some pikes at a decent price, please send 20 of them along too. She sent him the shopping list of the things she needed back home. Because apparently they were having difficulties with their neighbor, which the Bigods had as well. Not that the Bigods were, timid little, nor did they have particularly clean hands. Well, enough wandering around in the knights of old sort of thing. Although I understand he was a dab hand at the joust. Apparently he had an excellent education under William Marshall, the legendary William Marshall. And he did marry the daughter of the King of Scots. Unfortunately, not quite as prolific as one might have liked, because he never did get an heir. Fortunately, one of his sisters did. So, another generation, yes, we'll continue again. Oh dear, oh dear. No, I haven't yet learned what the equivalent of 2,000 per year equated to, if put into modern money. Be interesting to know, is it millions or is it billions? Because it has been quite some time since the 1240s, 1278. Yeah. Quite some time. Anyway, they're all very interesting books. History with the Bigod Earls. Humor with P.G. Wodehouse. More modern party politics with the Magistrale and his "We the People Are the Problem." Okay, so that's politics and a total avoidance of all politics in the middle. No. We have no politics. It's more funny than that. In any case, I hope this helps. You find something good to read. And thank you for watching. Please do come again.